Hi everybody, this is Anne from Anne Wellness Photography, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of my newborn photography studio. So first I'm going to start by flipping you guys around. Alright, and so here is the entrance. Basically I'm at the end of a hall on a first floor of a building, and when you come in, you are in the main shooting space. I'm just going to pan around quickly for you, and then I'll go through and show you each kind of area. There's two rooms. This one here is my office area and also additional storage. And then right next to it is the parent area. So let me go through the shooting area first. Okay, so it's small in here, so you don't need a lot of room. Ideally, I'd have more room, but you don't need a lot. I don't have any windows, so for that reason, I use this light, which is the big, I believe it's the 96-inch PLM umbrella, and the light itself is a link light. The reason I like that is because it's battery powered, and this is the battery down here. The good thing about that is two things. Number one, I don't have cords, and because my light stand is on wheels and I'm moving it around the whole time because it's the only light source in here, toddlers and kids don't trip. Number two is if there is some sort of power outage that I have no control over, that's totally fine because we'd still be able to proceed with the shoot because it's all battery powered, and the battery lasts great. It doesn't even go down like a little bit in my sessions. Okay, so the way I would start a session anyway, working that way, I guess, I have two big backdrops, this light one and this dark one. Usually I let families pick. Sometimes I tell them my advice on which one I think would look better with their outfits. So that's where I do the family shots in front of one of those. And then if I have kids, like sibling toddler style, I'll usually have them, I'll throw a bunch of pillows around here and have them sit here with the baby. You're probably wondering what this is. This is a big Lastolite fake window, essentially. So what you can do in here is this unzips, and you can put a second light in there if you want, and then you do a thing with your remotes, and you can have it flash at the same time as your other light, and then it basically looks like a window since I don't have any windows in here. I hardly ever use it like that. Right now I kind of just use it as a reflector. Okay, so coming over here. These are where I have my matte floor drops, and I used to have one here. It just got too dirty. I took it up. I wasn't using it anyway. And so this is where I do basically all of the prop shots for my newborn sessions. And you can see the mat itself. It's like a mouse pad material. All right, so the props that I typically use, these are when babies are wrapped. I will use this, I guess it's like a wicker basket, and I leave the inside stuffing so it's built up the way I want. I leave that each session, and then depending on the baby and what the parents want for color preferences, I'll just change the outside, and I like to have that all set up and ready to go before they get here. So I do have a baby coming pretty soon, so that's what it's all set up for. The other props I use always, I shouldn't say always, 90% of the time, a bucket, and this is one of those cool buckets from, I believe it's from Hello Little, don't quote me on that, but it's like their standard bucket, and then these are magnet covers, so you don't see this backside, and then it's just very easy to change the color of your bucket. And then they also have this padding, which is like a hard thing on the inside, so that baby has a ledge to lean on, and they're not just trying to go on this hard edge. But if you want me to do another video on actually how I fill and stuff my props, we can do that. Sorry about my hand. Okay, so then we have this basket, and usually babies are wrapped in this as well. And sometimes I'll have them hold a teddy bear. And I always, when I wrap babies, I wrap them in a base wrap, 2 base wraps actually, and then I just change the outside of the wrap for these first couple. So I would do that one, and then I would do that one. And then I'd come and I'd do this bed. So I would do either like take their legs out for the bed or their hands, so they're in a little bit of a different pose, but they're still wrapped mostly. And then I would transition to this bucket where they're still wrapped on the bottom, but their arms are out. Obviously they're leaning on them here. And then that kind of keeps baby nice and calm for at least the first like half of the session with all the props. And then we would go over there to the beanbag. This one last thing, this is just my bucket of stuffers. So if I need to like reposition baby's head or give the arm a little bit more support, I just pull from here, and I always like to have that close by. This is a pair of gloves because I always like to wear gloves since my hands are cold. Okay, so in here, this is where, and it's fall right now while I'm filming this, that's why that wreath is there. This is where the parents come to hang out when they first get here. Usually they end up coming out and watching, but they have this option if they want to chill out in here. So we have the changing table. I always have a fresh pad, throw it away when they're done. Wipes, I have a bobby pillow for moms. Mirror so the moms can check themselves out, make sure they like their hair and everything if we're doing a family photo. Nice white couch. I keep the blanket on it so I can pull that off and wash it easier. And then these are just props that I have, which I honestly don't use much of, but I like to have them here. A bunch of flaccattis, some flowers I'll throw in every once in a while. Over here, since there is no windows or doors in here, is my ventilation system. Turn that on. So it's just basically an air purifier. Probably doesn't do too much, but I like to have it. Hand sanitizer. This is where a little bit extra storage, and also where I display my products. I don't offer too much, but if you want to look at something, or if your package came with one, you're able to see it here. So I got this box, which is engraved with the baby's name. It holds 5x7s. This is a 10x10 album. That's from Miller's. This is a product catalog I made, so if they want to look at that. I have my Instagram handle, so people can follow me and tag me if they take any behind the scenes pictures. I actually love when they do that. This is a cute little leather album, and I have like the torn edge pages on there, which I really like that one. So yeah, so that's so people can see. All right, moving on here. There's my camera. I shoot mirrorless now. I love it. This is my area where I dump all my stuff in the morning. I keep the wraps, the bonnets, the hats, in these drawers. Well, there's some flower halos, just overflow of wipes and diapers. Those blocks I use if I have like a 6-month-old or a 1-year-old, which I don't often. Same with these things in here. That's just something to keep them occupied. And then in these drawers, let's see. There's just the headbands that I use, and I keep those color coordinated. So that's the pink and purple, that's the neutral, green and blue. Anyway, and then on the table, sorry, this camera's getting a little bit crazy. That big thing is just what I tote my laundry home in. And then the other hats and headbands that are sitting out here, those are just the ones that I use most often. So I keep them kind of easily accessible. And then these wraps and things, they're just newer things that I got in. So I'm keeping them on the table until I use them or until I have a chance to put them away. This is my backup light in case my other one, something happens to it. I just like to have this here so the session doesn't go totally derailed. This is just pillows. Those are the pillows I throw down if there's a sibling, so they don't, it's just a little bit safer. That is something I bought for like babies that are in like the 2 to 3 to 4 month range. This bassinet, which I don't shoot that often, but it is helpful when I do. It's very cute. And then here's all of some extra, more overflow items. All the backdrops for the beanbag shots, some layers, an extra space heater, because can't not do a session without a space heater. My extra battery for my light, my camera battery. Anyway, just like some more extra kind of layers and blankets. And then this here is just, those are some of the babies that I photographed that they've sent me announcements, cleaning supplies, office supplies in that cabinet. And then the last little thing is the beanbag shooting area. So you'll see my light. And then my beanbag that I use, it's the Paloma shell. So it's on this like circular frame. So you can just grab it and move it around, which is very helpful. And then on top of it, I just have some blankets. I have an exercise mat. Like I said, if you want a video on like how I actually do that kind of stuff, setting up and stuffing my props and setup area, let me know, we can do that. And then over here, space heater, white noise, different size stools, depending on where the baby's at. I always like to have the space heater on their level. And then this is what I have potentially laid out to use for the session. So the baby today is a girl, so I have mostly pink and purple because that's usually what parents like, but then I also have some other colors over there if they let me, if they are like, cool, do whatever you want. And then some extra receiving blankets, scissors in case I need to cut a string or a tag, the little diapers in case they have spit up, and then just a couple extra like stuffing layers. And then there's my laundry basket, which I throw the laundry from here into there, and then I transfer it into that big rectangular thing so it's easier to carry home. All right, I think that's it. If you have, there we go. Hey, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I can do another video or I can answer them as best I can in writing. So thanks, guys.